Hello and welcome to This One Thing, a daily video devotional coming to you from First Presbyterian Church of Fort Lauderdale. My name is Nick Merchant. I'm one of the associate pastors here. And each day, one of our pastors or staff members are going to be looking at one of the texts in the Revised Common Lectionary's daily readings, and we'll be pulling out one thing for you to consider. We hope that you find this an encouraging and thought-provoking part of your day. Enjoy. I got an email this week from a local doctor who's overseeing a network of volunteers that are responding to the pandemic. They're working right here in our South Florida community. You know, there are networks like this that are working all over the country. I would imagine there are networks like this working all over the world. And he sent me a picture of a group of nurses from a local hospital that were wearing medical masks made by a team of volunteers. It's a team of volunteers that's being overseen by Pam Hickson from First Pres of Fort Lauderdale. And it's a team that's made up of church members. It's made up of non-church members. It's a team made up of more than 300 people spread out across our community. A team that has produced at this point thousands of high-quality, reusable medical masks. I thanked him for sharing this pic, and I remarked just how incredible it was to see visual evidence of the effort that so many are making in order to make an impact. You know, it was so impactful to see the end user, and in these last weeks, we've gotten to see some incredible pictures. We've seen pictures of doctors, of nurses, of first responders using these masks. And he responded to my email saying this. He said, they, meaning these healthcare professionals, these people that are fighting, friends, these people that are fighting on the front line of this thing. He said they are asking for your masks by name. Those words have been going around and around in my head these last couple of days. They are asking for your masks by name. You know, each person who has stitched a stitch, who has cut elastic, who has cut and stuffed these filters, each person that's delivered supplies, each person who's been a part of this process here is included in that phrase. They are asking for your masks by name. Each person, Terry, Betsy, Lucy, Tim, Steve, the names go on and on. They're asking for your masks by name. And it reminds me just how connected we each are, how God has created us to be in community with one another. Our scripture today comes from the book of Exodus, and in it is another exchange between God and Moses. You know, a couple of weeks ago I shared that the book of Exodus can be tough for so many to swallow for this very reason, for these appearances of God. You know, over and over again we see these encounters with God and people in the book of Exodus. God coming down to meet people. We talked about on Wednesday and yesterday, God delivering the Ten Commandments. And here in chapter 22, in verse 10, we read this. It says, "Then Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel went up, and they saw the God of Israel." They saw the God of Israel. In ministry over the years, I've had people share that their faith would be strengthened or their faith would be made sure if they could just have this kind of experience, if they could just see God. Or they ask why doesn't God do what God used to do? in our midst, in this time? Why is God not actively at work now? And those can be really difficult questions to answer. They can be difficult statements to respond to for a multitude of reasons. But today I say look and see. Because what is happening in our community, people coming together to make masks, to provide hope, to meet a need. Today, I offer as a response to those questions, they are asking for your masks by name. Today, I offer that statement as evidence, because that mask, each mask, is far bigger, it's far greater than simply a piece of personal protective equipment. It's evidence. It's evidence of a people that are joining in with what God is doing. Joining in with what God is doing right here in our midst in this time. It's evidence of what God is doing right here in our midst in this time. In and through God's people. Friends, be safe and be well, knowing this one thing: God is here. God is here. We'll see you next time.